know that the moon moves all the tides. We already know that. We know that the moon affects when babies are being born. We know that the moon affects the crime rate. You can look at all the statistics. On the new moon, it's really low. On the full moon, it gets very high. People's emotions are very high also. What is the birth rate? I mean, why would it be affected just because of the full moon? Well, because the woman's body is filled with water. The womb is an ocean, and those tides are moved, you see. The full moon has a stronger influence because it's on the other side of the earth. So at night, it's pulling, and the earth swings around by that, and it has much more of an exerted force as opposed to when it's closer to the sun on that side. So the full moon is when it's on the opposite side, and it's making things happen at a quicker pace. It brings things to fruition, to ripeness. That's why it's a full moon. So many more people are born during the full moon. There's so many statistics that I can give you that is provable by science, and yet it would defy the logic of probability unless you factor in the influence of the planets, the influence of what's outside of the Earth's biosphere, okay? These are planets, these are movements, these are forces of gravity. Just think of gravity as being an invisible force that we don't really know about, that we don't know how to measure yet. We do not have the instruments or the technology really to analyze it. But astrology is giving us a concept of it. It's giving us the recognition that there is something. And we need to refine it more. But we do already know the basics. If we just accept it, we accept that there's a reason for all these patterns that happen in human life. There's a reason, and it's because of the movements of the planets. They have a special influence on our free will. Nations are born, they rise, they go to war, and they fall. And they rise up again. And this is all the pattern of the planets having their influence on groups of people. These things just don't happen randomly just because a bunch of people just decided to use only their free will to make things happen. No, there was always an influence. And the ancients, many of the cultures that we study, were keenly aware, and they knew through their mythology and through their gods and goddesses that the affairs of men were not just moved by what we think of every day. They were moved by greater forces. These gods and goddesses, these mythic forces, are the actual planets that we can study today in our science of astronomy. Now, in closing, I know I've convinced very many of you. I'm very confident. I mean, that's one thing I have going for me, and I'm going to keep doing this series, and I'm going to tie it in with a harmony of astrology and astronomy. I'm going to call it astrology versus astronomy, but I'm going to end up showing you how these two opposing disciplines, one is a science, one is an art, or whatever it is, but these two will be married. It will be a marriage of much knowledge, of wisdom, in fact. And this is my goal, one of my goals as Mr. E, spiritual guru. What else can I say? Astrology marries astronomy. And I'm going to show you how that can be done. I'm going to show you the logic and the system of it.